If you guys are looking for the cheapest coins around with the best delivery, then check out FIFAcoinsbuy.com in the description down below. All you need to do to buy from them is click the little button on the right hand side, tell them how much you want, put in my discount code TGC for a discount, put in your player details, and voila, you are done. What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to a brand new FIFA 17 video. Today we have a squad of players that changed positions from FIFA 16 to FIFA 17, hence the title, FIFA 17 Position Changes. Now, before we get stuck into it, I want to say a couple quick things. Firstly, thank you so much for the support on the Nation Changer squad builder. That went absolutely fantastically. I really appreciate the support on it. Even now, guys, like however many days on, it's getting like 2,000 views an hour. This last hour, that's what it got, which is amazing. So thank you guys so much for that. On top of that, a couple other things. Firstly, apologies for the last couple of days. Again, guys, it's driving me crazy. I don't know what has happened, but I've got the weirdest like intermittent flu where it's on and off, on and off. It's pretty clear I need to go to the doctors, but I'm rubbish. I hate going to the doctors. I just don't do it. But like last week, you guys heard in the video, like I was so nasally, I sounded horrible. Today, I've got that thing. When you like swallow your saliva and it's like, and it like actually hurts like all the way down there. That's what it's like. Like I can't eat food. I can't do it. Like it's horrid. It's an absolute nightmare. But I was desperate to get you guys a video up this weekend. Hopefully we can get another one up tomorrow as well. I'm recording this on the Friday. Before we get into the video, I want to really quickly tell you guys about an amazing opportunity for any of you that actively play FIFA. WorldGaming.com are running their third $10,000 esports tournament, and this time it's on FIFA 17 and you have a chance to win it. There are a few ways to enter the tournament. Firstly, you have the weekly bracket qualifiers. There's two of these every week, a free entrant bracket and a $2 entry bracket, which also has a prize at the end of it if you manage to do well. Secondly, you have the leaderboard qualifiers. Again, free to play. All you have to do is be in the top 25 competitors to make your way into the main $10,000 tournament. Not only this, but I have one free spot in the main tournament available to give away to you guys. And for a chance to win this, all you have to do is sign up to the website using the link in the description, and it's important you do use mine so that they know who you are. Then send a tweet to me at Curtis Morton showing me you've signed up to the site. Best of luck in the tournament. Check the link down below. Good luck. Now back to the video. And we'll get on to our first player, and that is of course Antonio Valencia. As you will see on the screen, he's actually changed from a right mid card that he had last year. If you see me looking over here, I have every player like over there, so that's why if it looks a little bit confusing. But he had a right mid card last year, as you can see on the screen. He also has an informing right mid this year as well, which is pretty useful if you still want him further up the pitch. But a very useful card. Obviously that's where he's been playing for United, and that's where he's most likely to be effective. Frank Rijkaard was a centre-back. He's been moved up from centre-back to CDM. A bit of an interesting one for them to change a legend. I never understand why they've done it, and he's not the only one. There is another one later on in the squad. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me, but fair play, I guess. It's just really, really odd. That's all that can be said about it, really. Next up is Dimi Payet. Of course, Payet was a central attacking midfield last year. He did play on left mid for West Ham for the majority of the season. And I remember like Slaven Bilic saying a couple of times like the Euros, that's where he should be played. That's where he's the best. So fair enough. That's where he's most suited to. He has, of course, got that cam card through the Squad Builder Challenge, but still, his main position is a left mid. These subs ones we're going for a little bit quicker, and Kevin De Bruyne has gone from a right mid to a cam. The reason why I'm going to stop myself right there. For some reason, I spent the entire video thinking Kevin De Bruyne was a right mid last year. Nope, that was in form, you muppet. So, apologies that the rest of the video I say that. So here's a load of extra ones just to keep you guys happy.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I yanked the sharpest tool in the shed.
We're going to start off with the goalie, and well, there isn't a goalie because nobody would change to a goalie in professional footballer as a professional footballer. The closest we got to it is Josh McGuinness, who went as a goalie as a youth player to a striker, but obviously he is, or might be McGuinness, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he's obviously never been a goalie on the game. So we're just going to start with outfield players. First up is Mitchell Weiser. He was a right mid originally last year. He had a sick card. Then he got that team of the season. I'm not sure if you guys remember it, but it was a really cool card. Absolutely sick at right back, and of course that is what he is this year. 4-star skills right back though, which is really cool, really good to have. And he's had a nice bit of a boost. He's up to a gold now, a good looking card, pretty decent. Obviously his shooting for some reason has gone up, even though he's moved further back the pitch. All of his stats really have gone up. I don't think there's, other than pace, I think everything has gone up. So it's a good improvement, no complaints I'm sure from him, and yeah, he's a very decent little card. And then in actual right back, we have a player that I'm sure you guys know has had his position changed, and that is Philipp Lahm. He was originally a right back all of the years, and then last year they made him a CDM because Pep decided to play him there every now and then. He knew that was just the way their system worked. He was like playing like wherever he fancied, really. It was basically like this with every single player on the pitch. Like, yeah. So he's back to being a right back, how he should be. Still a good card, but I can't see him being used as a right back, which is a shame. I mean, 68 pace. Last year he had 75 pace as a CDM, which is usable even at fullback. But now, like, those are the sort of stats that I'd only really see on a CDM. I can't imagine anyone really using him as a right back, which is a shame because he is a very good player. Next up, we have one of the two Bender brothers. This one is Sven Bender. He is the one that has been moved back to centre-back. He was originally a CDM, as was his brother, I believe, or a centre-mid, one of the two. But he is now a centre-back. He has had a few slight changes to his stats. His pace has gone up 1, shooting down 1. Like, really, it's all minuscule, like within 1 or 2 on his stats. He could be a useful player. I haven't actually used him this year. I think there's a lot of German Bundesliga players, so it's not really that important that you use him. I think there's plenty of other options, but it could come in handy if you need that particular player in your squad. Next up is Dali Blind. Now this one, he's a very versatile player. That was why Louis van Gaal originally signed him. He can play at left back, he can play at CDM, he can play at centre back. He can kind of play all over the defensive area, and he's primarily down as a centre-back this year. His card is almost the same, except it's rare. In fact, the only difference is his defending's gone up 6 and his physical's gone down. Everything else is like 1 difference. 5'11", again, another one I can't really see myself using. If he was super pacey, maybe, but to be 5'11" and only 61 pace, probably not a player I'm going to be using this year, and I haven't done thus far. In left-back, we have Paolo Maldini. I don't understand this one. Again, just like Rijkaard, why on earth have you done this? Why would you make another legend? Why would you change their position? They've not suddenly been like, EA, you got it wrong all this time. Why would you do it? Like, if you didn't do it originally, why you do it 4 years after, 3 years after some of these have arrived, you're now deciding to do it? Doesn't make sense to me. It's a great card. It's nice to have extra left backs, but I just don't get it. 95. Imagine if this card was a centre back. I mean, it was last year. That's literally the point. His stats, I don't think they've changed at all. No, the stats haven't changed at all. Other than, no, literally nothing's changed. Sorry, what am I talking about? But why move it to a left back? Like, that is the best centre-back card ever. And they've done us dirty. It's upsetting. But we're going to go on to our right mid now, and that is Sadio Mane. This is a player who really can play all over the place, really. Originally, I've got him down as a right mid, but in previous years, we've seen him as left wing, left mid, centre forward. Last year, primarily, though, his card was the centre forward card at Southampton. He had that 91 pace, which was disgusting. He's got it still now on the wing, but just actually imagine if that was still a centre forward card, I imagine it would be used a ton. As you can see, I've used him in right forward as an actual striker, because why not? But yeah, a huge change to his card right there. And then next up we have Eric Dyer, and this is one that originally they got wrong last year. There was no doubt about it. It wasn't a case of him changing position. He was never going to be a centre-back for Spurs last year. He was going to be a CDM. Of course, when he first signed, he'd been playing centre-back for Sporting Lisbon, but it was clear by the time last year's FIFA came out that he wasn't going to be playing centre-back. He was going to be playing CDM. And, I mean, he did play centre-back at the weekend for Spurs, but primarily he wants to be in that central defensive midfield spot. That's where he's best. That's where he's most effective, in my opinion. I think he's a very good player. I don't know what free kick stats they've given him. Last year, he had 77. He still only has 77 free kicks, which I think is disgusting, because I think he is a fantastic free kick taker. We all saw the goal for England, but then on top of that, the goal at the he hit the post at the weekend. I can't remember who it was against now. It's completely fallen out of my head, but what a freaking free kick that was. It's such a good free kick taker. But anyway, let's get moving on. We're going to go on to Theo Walcott, and he has changed from the right mid to left mid. Now, it's a bit of an interesting one because, again, I think they kind of got it wrong, because last year he was a left mid, but this year he's actually playing on the right again. He's actually playing as a right mid. Iwobi's playing as the left mid, which they got right, and they've got him as a left mid. But why, when I know Theo Walcott played up front for the start of the season, but why when, as left mids, we have Theo Walcott, Iwobi, Sanchez on the game? Surely they'd work out that one of them isn't going to be playing on the left. they're all good. Anyway, Theo Walcott's a left mid. I kind of like it because it's nice to have a good left mid in the game. 93 pace has got a bit of a downgrade. His physical's gone up though. His shooting stayed the same. Passes, but most of the stats are pretty much the same. I think he deserves a shooting increase, but probably the rest of his stats go down because he's really good at long shots. Like outside the box, he's really good at placing them for some reason. But everything else, composure, give him like 4. If that is composure on this game or is that just Football Manager? Who knows? But anyway, Theo Walcott has changed position. I feel like there's a lot of rambling in this episode, but I don't mind. I quite like just talking a load of rubbish to you guys. As long as it's relevant to the video. But next up we have Kevin Volland, who is now a striker. I believe he had a striker inform or a striker special card or something last year. But he was originally a right mid. A great striker on the game, 79 pace, 81 shooting. I wish I had a little bit extra pace. But this card now is still, sorry if I put this screen on, is still a very, very flipping good card. High work rates, which is a little bit disappointing. Not really what you want in your striker. But left foot on that right hand side, he's a great player, really useful, and like I said, one of my favourite players, like cheap players for the last few years. And last but most certainly not least, we have Anthony Martial. This guy, he got it right. There's no denying it. He was a striker last year sometimes, and then was put out on the left by about November, and it's right. Rashford, Rooney, someone like that was playing up there. Obviously they got Ibra out. He's going to be a left mid. I think it should be more left winger because it's kind of I feel like he's further forward than a left mid unless Ashley Young's playing. So I don't know. He's a left mid on the game, rightly so. He was a striker last year. It's a shame because if this card was a striker, damn, how good would that be? 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 91 pace, 79 shot. Like, it's comparing to the last card. I'm looking back and forward. It's miles better. It's so good. So if that was a striker, it'd be sick. That brings us to the end of this video. Sorry if I've rambled a bit. I still honestly know that feeling when you're like really ill and your brain just like isn't working properly and you're like, what am I talking about? I feel like I've done that a lot this episode. So hopefully it's not been too unbearable. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll see you all next time. Also, no, I don't have it, but I don't have anything else to say other than this guy looks a lot like Reeve. So, bye.